Hello everyone and welcome to the Gunpla Network. I'm the Spicer and today's unboxing of the entry grade 1144 scale Build, Strike, Exceed Gundam comes to you courtesy of those fine folks over at Canadian Gundam. Canadian Gundam is your one-stop shop for all things Playmo and Gunpla here in North America. With flat rate shipping to the US and Canada, a private warehouse option, and a vast catalog that's restocked regularly, they're going to have you covered for whatever you need. So when you're checking that vast catalog and placing your next order, don't forget to use the promo code Gunpla Network to save yourself 10% off. Now, I'm kind of in a weird spot with this because I don't have a lot of initial thoughts. I do like what the entry grade line has done, and I'm not against doing like weird variants or even just the build variants of existing suits in this line. But yeah, I just don't know anything about the suit. I know obviously it's a carry-on from the Build Strike, but I haven't seen the animation this is from, so yeah, this is an interesting one, and I more so than the kit, because like I said, I like what the entry grades have done, and I kind of thought this was just going to be the Strike with all the additional bits. But it doesn't look that way. Like, it looks to be a little bit recolored as far as the blue is like a more purpley color. And I don't think everything from the actual entry grade Strike was there. So this is a relatively unique kit. Now, of course, I know there's a lot of pieces on this changed from the original Strike, but regardless. But this, I think, more is a signal interests me from Bandai. Not necessarily because, oh, we're doing our Metaverse, Build Strike, build fighters, divers, whatever stuff in the entry grade line as opposed to a high grade. And for all I know, this probably has a high grade, to be honest. But it does signal that Bandai is open to using the entry grade line for stuff like this. And I think that is awesome. Because largely, I think Bandai could, and I don't know that they will. Looking at previous Bandai decisions, I kind of doubt it. But at least showing the interest in putting more stuff in this line does give me a little bit of hope that maybe further down the road, suits that Bandai is not as high on will come to this line versus a P Bandai release. You're kind of thinking about recent releases like the Shuffle Alliance suits, the Rose, the Maxtra, the Dragon. Honestly, I think people would have been way cooler with those being entry grades than they would have been P Bandai. Now, of course, I think they look great from what we've seen. But if people had to pay an entry grade price, you're still not going to be putting stickers on it. It's going to be an easy build. You'll have the ability to change bits around, which is kind of part of the appeal anyway. You would have a cheaper item, a lower cost, and possibly better overhead for you as Bandai. So if you're not really thinking people are going to buy a bunch of Rose Gundams, if it's at a cheaper price, you're more likely than not going to sell more units anyway. Now, of course, you're probably still not going to hit the same value proposition you're looking at with the P Bandais, but if you sold just like the base Rose Gundam, Maxter, Dragon, all that, and sold effects sets separately at a similar entry grade level price, I think overall that's a better business strategy, right? You have a wider market accessible to units like that. It's a cheaper price, so you're just kind of naturally going to move more units than you would at a higher price of the same item effectively. And if it doesn't sell all that much, it's an entry grade. You're probably not like hindering all of your business on entry grade sales. So yeah, I mean, I think that would be an interesting thing. Do I think Bandai does it? Probably not, but that's what I get from this kit, is Bandai is open to doing more with this line that is kind of weird and that maybe they're a little unsure about than putting it in a high grade. And once again, this may have a high grade, and I just am not familiar with it because I'm not familiar with the show. But yeah, that just, like, if we ever get an entry grade Taurus and never get a high grade one, I will be satisfied. I like the entry grade line. I like what it's done. I'm all here for it. But let me know your thoughts down below. I mean, do you like this? Have you been building a lot of the entry grade stuff? Or are you kind of bored with it? Anyway, let me know. I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say. And as always, do your best to stay safe and keep on building.